where that becomes, the medical records make it quite murky. Not
Yeah.
murky as in like hard to see, but like bleak.
Okay.
And yeah, that's like that. I mean, that by facto, then that would also, anyway, besides the not telling me why I was being raided the second time, it would make that, it would nix that anyway as lawful. But you know, considering that there's I'd say about probably more than you've ever had with many people, 2 years record of me um, discussing with Kevin Street, that I would comply with anything, anytime I was needed. Somewhere between begging and pleading,
Yeah.
um, and then actually not just like being full of talk, but actually arriving at the station when I was called within a space of 2 hours. Um, Much to the, I think, shock of the Garda that had to see me. And so, with a proven track record of, I suppose, near obsequious compliance, it draws a question of the necessary force of a full EOU SWAT team.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from that. Now, again, listen. I don't have an opinion on
Yeah,
it. There's obviously different ways of dealing with any situation, but the guard involved, in this case, Garda Gillen, has to make his own decision what he thinks is appropriate based on the information he has, and then he has to act on it, and that's going to be a matter for him to explain to a court and to whoever else this question brought up about it. But that'll be the individual guard's responsibility then to make that decision and act on it, and then stand over it.
yeah. And you see,
You
also,
know?
also then the phones. Coming back to the phones again, and now I've really pulled the law apart looking for the provision of that, but the Mental Health Act, which is what my door was breached on the first time, is very narrow in scope. It's really just there to extract a person from a dwelling and take them for observation or and to a facility. It doesn't have any scope for a search.
Yeah.
So a warrant would have had been required to enact the search to take the phones.
Okay.
But there is no
Uh,
warrant.
No, but again, I would say to you, just, and I'm not going to argue it in any way, shape, or form on it.
Yep.
That the facts, I don't have all the information on the facts. And if you go into a situation and the situation changes or more information comes into your possession while you're in dealing with something, that can change your ability to respond and act and seize materials.
Oh
You
yeah, no,
know,
I read
so
all that.
so
Yeah.
so that's obviously part of the parcel. So again, if any action is taken, the guards have to have the authority to do it. If they do it, they then have to stand over that it's necessary, proportionate, and legal afterwards. And that's the general point of view. So if he sees the phone, he obviously felt at the time that he had the authority and the legal facility to do that at that moment in time. And again, that's why you're in front of the court. And in relation to this, what I've told you to write to the DPP's office, the prosecutor there, in terms of the phones and
Oh, I'm in the
details of
middle
why,
of arguing
you
with
know,
the DPP, so yeah.
yeah.
Um,
And obviously, I went back to mine on your behalf to ask were the phones seized as evidence in terms of the matter before the court, and they said yes for that.
but
So
you see,
that's what he obviously
that's where
briefed
we
his opinion.
enter into a slightly weird thing, just on the legality. So you have a fuller scope if you do decide to take this back to the GSOC, is that as we go back to the block A through to H, since I wasn't say um, arrested, or well, whatever those charges were, because I was never given them on the night, that long
Yeah,
litany that have never reappeared since. That so that happened say at the end of H. Um, the phones were allegedly confiscated back at A or at some point,
yeah,
and that's
yeah.
prior to Gillen or any of the guards deciding that they were going to arrest me for attempted murder,
Okay.
which again doesn't seem to be anywhere on the charge sheets. But so you know, it, as far as I can gather, the retrospective deciding doesn't really work, does it?
Well, again, I don't have enough information to give an opinion anyway,
Mm.
but it would be inappropriate for me to give an opinion
Oh, that's okay.
you've been so close to the court and stuff like that. That's a matter for you've been able to give all your facts in front of the judge and the DPP and by giving them their bits of the judge making an educated legal decision on the whole lot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that was really all I wanted to check in with you on. So, I suppose we can leave it there.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Listen, you can maybe if you want to just have a chat. That kind of stuff. I have no issue with that. But it makes it very difficult to obviously give an opinion because I'm in the guards. I'm in Kevin Street,
Oh, I know that.
and
Yeah. And
your court papers are in the corner. I would be very slow to give you any
what
opinion on
it
those
was.
things.
Yes, because I didn't really know whether it was both to go either to go through a senior guard or whether it was to go through only GSOC, or
Well,
whether it was the
you can do
policing
it in a
authority
number
or
of ways.
something.
Yeah. Well, like you'd be aware from previous interaction with GSOC and probably myself before that if you want to make a complaint, you can do it online. You can write in directly to them. You can show up to the Garda station, or in this case, you can send it to me, and I will forward it to CC into you that it's been sent on. Um, any
Yeah,
complaint to the chat. That's
I
not a problem.
can't say that GSOC are probably very well disposed to me since I told them I'm going to sue one of their members for that for the whole child abu-
Yeah.
abusing the medical records, because it really just as a brief observation of it, things that happened to me when I was 12 have nothing to do with things that happened to me at the door or in my apartment when I'm 37.
Okay.
You know, you know,
Yeah.
um,
No, I get you. Yeah.
and they've no bearing on any malpractice by Gillen. So the fact that that has left me quite at odds with GSOC. Yeah, that's why I was also curious to see was there another route that didn't involve them, as I was so unimpressed with.
No. No, unfortunately, that's the regulations are that that's where implement that goes. They'll make the opinion on the criminality themselves from their investigation, and then once they identify criminality, they send it to the CPP for final discussion on charges or not charges. So they do.
Yeah, and so I can also just additionally decide to pursue a civil case, and if criminal charges happen after the civil case, then I can do it that way as well, can't I?
I would think so.
All right, okay. Well, thank you very much for that. And thank you for listening to me. I was worried that that you'd start laughing when I said the kidnapping bit, but I didn't have a better word for it.
No, listen, I understand your point of view, and I understand where you're coming from in terms of what happened and everything else. I don't know that you're going to get the result that you're looking for, because you do have Brian Gillen and a number of guards up there who
Oh, I
have
know there's new
different
seven ones
point
now,
of
isn't
view,
there?
but that's why you're going in front of the court, and that's fine. I have no issue with anything on either side.
Oh yeah, no worries. Um, yeah, you'd think before they just as a sort of a dry joke on that, you'd think that they would have searched the words gasoline exposure in Google before they swore those affidavits. But
Okay,
you know, but look, thank you very much,
no problem.
and have a good
Okay,
day. Thank you.
all right,
Bye.
take care of yourself now.
I will
All
do.
right,
Bye.
bye bye.